is we need to check in on someone today. There's someone we need to check in on. Because he promised us he'd be better. Is Arlo fixed, gamers? Is Arlo fixed media? Because finally, he's talking about Metro Prime 4. In all fairness, I've been waiting for his review for a while. So, when I saw this, I'm like, okay, you know what, let's see what Arlo's up to. I mean, obviously he's gonna be upset, but like, I wonder if he like feels the same way I do. Because I came away from Metro Prime 4 liking it, but not loving it. Like, I'd give it like a 7, maybe. But like, the more I think about it, and the more I've been playing Metro Prime 2, I've lowered that score to about like a 5, and it pisses me off the more I think about it. So I'm hoping Arlo gets pissed with me. I'm hoping he gets mad. I'm hoping he gets like, you know, I'm hoping so. So let's have a look. Let's see what Arlo's got for us, huh?
I haven't finished Metroid Prime 4 yet.
That's actually so unreal. That's actually insane, bro. There is no way. I was actually looking forward to seeing your review. I was genuinely looking forward to it. Oh my God, Arlo, why? Why? You're joking me, man. Oh, come on, man. So what's it? So hang on. Now that you said now I'm even more curious. What does this whole video entail then? If you didn't finish it, what are you going to talk about for 22 minutes?
I know. You may have come here looking for a review.
Yes.
But unfortunately, this is not a review.
Okay, what is it then?
Why I waited so many years for this game. I was so incredibly excited to play it, and now, over half a year later, I haven't even finished it yet. Because I'm scared to.
You've done this fool me once, Arlo, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, really? You did this with TTYD, and now you did this with Metro Prime 4. You couldn't even just finish it for the review. You have one job. After all these months, you know, I'm a big proponent of like, you know what I mean, you don't have to make timely content, you can just make a review when you want to make a review, you know? 7 months later, was out, when July now, yeah, so like 7-8 months later, you had plenty of time. Come on, like, I can't say I'm not a bit disappointed, but let's see if the video takes us somewhere interesting. Let's go.
I'm scared too, okay?
Okay,
I played maybe half the game, maybe even less, more like a third. And the overwhelming critical consensus, even among people who, like, don't hate the game, is that it completely falls off in the second half. I hear it from everybody. The second...
Yes, that fucking desert that I hate. That desert that you know about. If you played it, you played it all.
Half is like everything that's wrong with the game. It becomes...
Why rely on the people online? Why don't you form your own opinions, puppet man? I'm being too harsh.
And here's the thing. I stand by what I said in my first impression.
Well, of course you did. You don't want to retract that. Retracting is for bigger men than you. I'm being mean.
I can't believe Arlo is LARPing as a reviewer.
It's LARPlo. It's not even Arlo anymore. And it's like, well, you say you stand by everything that you said in your first impressions, which is like, you know, the talking was bad. But it's like, how do you know you feel that way when you haven't really finished the game? Does that make sense? Like, it feels a bit hollow when you say you stand by everything. Like, sure, you might feel the same way, but like for me, I know when I finished Metro Prime 4, like the characters kind of grew on me a little bit. I'll be honest. I didn't feel like they were the worst. If they were, I would have said so. But like, they were fine. Didn't like how it ended. Didn't like Silux. Didn't like the desert. Didn't like a lot of the dungeons. Didn't like the bike. Didn't like how you had to go back to Vault Forge to get some upgrades for no reason. I didn't like Miles giving you tooltips even if you turn that off. A lot I didn't like.
I think the opening hour of Metroid Prime 4 is beautiful, stunning, a work of art. I mean, I guess I can't even call it the first hour. It probably only took...
the discourse around Prime 4 has poisoned the world. There's no telling how many people would think the game is fine in a vacuum. Is it, though? I feel like most people could probably just play it and figure it out for themselves. I feel like to imply that the well has been poisoned implies that the discourse has reached such a fever pitch that no one can go into it wanting to have a normal opinion. And I don't believe that. For a game like Metroid Prime, I don't believe that. Like, it's already hard enough to get the internet to, like, kind of sway any sort of thing that happens in real life. But like to sway someone's mind on a game as a whole, I don't know. That just seems a bit. I find that hard to believe. I don't know, to be honest. Maybe, but I don't know. I just find it hard to believe personally.
Took me an hour in terms of art design, music, atmosphere, visual fidelity on the Switch 2. I found those opening moments to be an otherworldly experience. I crept through these places, just drinking in every little detail. It was everything I could
pretty nice
want
opening,
and
yeah.
more. And even beyond the opening areas, so much of the game up to and including getting the Samus cycle, I just think on an artistic level, how it plays with visual space and color and sound and the music. I think it's a real achievement, which is, of course, just completely overshadowed by all the controversy and the desert and everything.
Arlo, there is no way you opted not to play Metroid Prime 4 to completion to give me a comprehensive review, only to turn this into a people online fest. Oh, it's all the controversy. Arlo, the game sucks. You would know this if you played it. There's guys, maybe we spoke too soon.
There have been some more interesting moments, for sure. Mr. Mackenzie did indeed damage that delicious atmosphere. And mechanically, maybe the game hasn't been, like, super interesting so far.
No.
I mean, honestly, I actually kind of like the whole bike thing. I don't know, I don't hate the desert, like most people do.
Because you haven't finished the game. That is a take you only say when you don't haven't finished the game. Because guess what? When I played, like, about halfway through the game, I was like, yeah, the bike's not so bad. And then they make you collect the green gem emeralds for an unbelievable amount of time. And it sucks. It sucks, Arlo. You would know this if you beat the game that you had 8 months to beat.
Maybe by the end of the game I will, but I like it in certain ways.
If you're ever gonna get there.
So far. I guess I'll save all my thoughts for the full review. Point is, though, even if I can kind of see the cracks starting to show, you know, I can see where things might be starting to take a turn. For the most part, I've enjoyed my time so far. And when it comes to media, it can be difficult to take each individual piece of something, like a game, and...
I think it's possible to not hate the desert even at that point. But it's heavily dependent on what type of player you are and how tolerant you are towards it. I can't imagine somebody finishing Metroid Prime and saying anything about the desert that wasn't just complete bullshit. I can imagine Arlo playing up to this point and probably hasn't realized that yet, but like, it sucks. It's actually so bad. They make you sit there and collect gem emeralds all day for no reason. They could literally patch that out of the game tomorrow and the game would be better. That's the worst bit, chat. They could literally add a hotfix to lower the gem emerald requirement and the game would be better. If you're used to grinding, I mean. No one Hey, Moonghost, what's that term you used? The term you used to describe doing a repetitive action over and over and over. It's called grinding? Why is it called grinding? Is it because it's a grind? Oh, wow! I'm learning etymology on a So Musty stream! Oh! Not saying it's justified. Fair enough. But, like, it sucks. It sucks.
And judge them all independently. Often the bad stuff can...
Just saying some people don't care that much. Those people suck too. How about that?
Kind of sour the good stuff in
Anyway,
retrospect.
sorry, Arlo.
So, often the bad stuff can kind of sour the good stuff in retrospect. So I'm scared to continue. You know, I loved the opening of the game so much that I don't want it to fall off in the second half, you know? I don't want to see how things go awry. But
Baby! Absolute coward!
Oh, you may be shouting at the screen. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't even matter if there's a consensus.
Yes.
You don't know how you'll feel until you play it for yourself. You have disagreed with critical consensus before. After all, didn't you think Mockingjay Part 1 was better than Part 2?
Alright guys, can we throw Arlo in the volcano? Chat, can we throw Okay, all right. All right. Interesting. I'm going to translate that in Zoomer for you guys. He basically said Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is better than Five Nights at Freddy's 2. It's like... that's one hell of an opinion. Sure, buddy. Sure, all right.
Well, to all that I say... How did you know that? And also, you're not wrong. Maybe I will be pleasantly surprised and find Metroid Prime 4...
FNAF 3 is better than FNAF 2? Okay, hang on. Sorry, let me re-zoomify that for you. He said that... He said that Skibbity Toilet is better than FNAF 1. Is that better for you? Is that better for you guys? Is that better? That's basically what he said. Is that he basically said the Mario Galaxy movie was better than Sonic 3 movie. Is that better? I think that's a better one, right? He basically said Moshi Monsters is better than Club Penguin. Perfect. Yes, that one. That one. I'm taking that one. He said Moshi Monsters was better than Club Penguin. There we go. I zoomified it for you. There we go, Shem. Oh, he said the Galaxy movies were better than the games. Actually, was it that bad? I'd say it's that bad, yes. That's what he said, chat. That's basically what he said. Because there's no way you watched Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 and 2 and said Part 1 was better than Part 2. Part 2 is where, like, all the source happens. You know what I mean? Crazy stuff. Have I got you up to speed, gamers? Okay, I think I've got you guys up to speed. Okay, let's continue.
Enjoyable all the way through. Or at least enjoyable enough that the second half doesn't really spoil the first half.
Moshi Monsters is better than Club Penguin. Okay, let me try one more time. He basically said Mario Kart 7 is better than Mario Kart Double Dash. Does that work? Let me know, chat. Does that work? Yes, no, maybe so. Does that work? Hang on. He basically said Mario Tennis Ultra Smash is better than Galaxy. That works. That works. Okay, that works better. What else? I like both Mario Karts. Fuck. He said Sonic 06 is better than Galaxy 2. Surely that's it, right, chat? Surely that works. Oh, are we safe now? I think that works, right? Come on. How about that out? He said Sticker Star is better than Origami. That works. He said Fidget Cubes are better than Fidget Spinners. Yes. He said Mario Party 10 is better than Mario Party 8. Yes, that as well. He said Mario Party 10 is the best Mario Party, chat. That's what he said. That's what he said. I'm going to stick... That's the last one, chat. I'm sticking with that one. He basically said the best Mario Party is Mario Party 10. I think that works. I think that works, chat. There we go. I'm sticking with that one, chat. I'm sticking with that one.
Or at least enjoyable enough that the second half doesn't really spoil the first half, per se. But the troubles with the second half, that's not the only thing holding me back. It's also just... It's the whole spirit of the thing, you know?
What do you mean?
And that brings us to the real point of this video.
What's the spirit?
It's difficult to admit this, but I gotta face the facts.
What's the facts?
They screwed up Metroid Prime 4. They really, really screwed up Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Before...
Oh, whoa, crazy.
Even on the more positive end of the spectrum,
crazy.
People feel the game was ultimately a letdown. Even on the more positive end of the spectrum, you'll get people saying it's good, they enjoyed it enough, despite its flaws. It's practically impossible to find a person who felt it was everything it could have been, who felt it was absolutely worth the wait.
Ask Minister Chicken in my chat. He loves this game personally.
Pretty good is like the best it gets.
In all fairness, he's like 12, so of course he was going to like this game. He doesn't like, being lost in a video game. The moment he gets lost in a video game, he looks up game walkthrough, full walkthrough, long play, and if he can't find it, then he quits. So
More
and plays
often you
Fortnite.
get people in the mixed to negative range. People who feel the game has serious problems, all the way to people who feel it's just downright.
Has he reached stage 5? I think he's reached stage 5, chat. This whole video exists because Arlo has hit stage 5 acceptance. That's the only Oh, this could have been a Topic Arlo video, bro. What was this? I literally saw this in my sub box and I was excited. I'm thinking, let's go. Arlo's yeah. Well,
Bad. This
is just more Arlo fucking therapy, bro. What the fuck is this? That's what this is.
Complete failure of a Metroid game. Overall reception, even among the hardcore fan community, is just
the boss fights were
not
good.
overall.
I like the boss fights.
Game quality and enjoyability is of course subjective, but this is one of those cases where the consensus is very, very strong. And making a flawed game isn't necessarily the end of the world. I mean, you want to look at flawed games? How about Metroid Prime 3? That game's got some serious problems, but I still like it for what it is. The problem here is twofold. One, it is not acceptable to make us wait this long for a game that ends up disappointing.
Wasn't the consensus that at one point that this game's a decent sequel in the context of the saga, but as an evolution, it makes it feel like a failure? Yes. That's what I would say. If you're someone who's never played a Metroid game, I don't think you play Metroid Prime 4 and you hate it to the same degree that we do. But like, yeah, but for all of us Metroid bros sucked. I don't know, I'd say this is about as divisive as Metroid, as Odyssey. Yeah, guys, this game is about as divisive as Odyssey, isn't it? Hang on, Arlo, where you get, hang on. Remember, guys, this is the same guy that said the general consensus was like split on Odyssey. I don't know, Arlo, to be honest. I don't know. I don't trust your opinion when it comes to the general consensus anymore. I don't know. Where are you getting your research from?
You know, not to be an entitled gamer, but like, to a degree, the customer is kind of entitled to a good product if you want them to buy it. And here... Daring, Arlo. After all this waiting, it's just kind of ridiculous to screw up this badly, to misunderstand or even reject what your audience wants to this extent. I don't want to get too into the design aspect. We've all discussed it plenty, and I have aired many a grievance regarding Kensuke. Well,
of course you don't want to... Oh, hang on, Kensuke... Oh my god... Oh my god, he's gonna mention the guy. He's gonna mention... Arlo, you said you wouldn't talk about him anymore. Arlo, no!
Tanabe, but, like...
Tanabe!
He really messed up here.
Tanabe,
Maybe other people involved are also to blame. Maybe it's unfair to pin it all...
And here we go. 10 more years of Tanabe slander! Yeah! Let's go!
On him, but we do know that Nintendo tends to develop games using the auteur model, where one or two lead producers are given full creative control over the projects.
I missed.
We have observed this pattern of Tanabe specifically going against fan wishes and creating a lot of disappointment and controversy in the process. He has literally admitted he doesn't listen to the fans because he's more focused on surprise.
Paper Mario producer says he's not opposed to the fans' opinions, but would like to keep making innovative and unique entries. Wait, that's proof that he goes against the fans? That's supposed to be proof? If anything, that's just him saying that, like, I don't know, to me, I'm interpreting that maybe, am I interpreting that differently? For me, it just seems like he understands, but he'd rather just, like, try new things. If you're going to use evidence to prove it, I think this one, I don't know, maybe I'm interpreting it weirdly. I don't know. Like, he's kind of mentioned that he's not opposed to hearing it. He just prefers to do his own thing or try something different. It doesn't seem like he rejects fan opinions, more so, but he takes them, yeah, I don't know, weird evidence. I'll take your word for it. You're the Paper Mario guy, after all.
Yeah, he's certainly accomplished that. And he has also gone on record admitting that the desert in Prime 4 was a bad idea.
The Metroid's core principle of acquiring new abilities to expand the space didn't mesh well with going away from the start. We couldn't see ourselves going back to the drawing board after development had already been reset, so we decided to stick to our guns and complete the game according to the initial concept. Following the trends would have made it more difficult to maintain the pacing of adventure games, so we deliberately ignored them. In other words, the game is nearly unaffected by the change of the times. This is a game that's nearly unaffected by changes. Yeah.
But it was too late to change.
I think we kind of knew
He
that.
wanted to do something like an
It was
open
a bit too late to change the desert when they figured it out.
You could easily argue that he failed to do that in any context. And then he says that player tastes changed and they didn't want...
We noticed quite a lot of opinions on the internet along the lines of I want to try an open world Metroid. We could see the players' opinions of an open world games were starting to shift. During that time, shooters and action games evolved, especially when it came to game speed. Yeah.
Open worlds anymore, completely deflecting the idea that...
Wait, if anything, isn't that tantamount to the opposite? You said that Tanabe doesn't take fan opinions into consideration, but like this was literally them doing exactly that, was it not?
I can't pronounce it correctly.
Arlo is applying his Paper Mario trauma to his Prime 4 trauma.
It's trauma bonding, that's what we're doing. But isn't this a case where they listen to the fans? Because yeah, there was like I would say after Breath of the Wild, there was definitely a lot of... I could see Nintendo post Breath of the Wild launch going online and seeing, what about open world? F-Zero, open world Star Fox, open world Metroid, and they're just like, open world Metroid, huh? I like that, let's give that a try. And then they tried it, it just didn't work, but it was already too late, so they didn't change it. You know?
His take on an open world was simply a poor one in the first place, and maybe didn't really feel at home in a Metroid game. Again, I've got more thoughts on the desert I'll share in the full review, but he really just did...
When's it coming out, Arlo? When's it coming out? This century?
Screw up here. And the same can obviously be said about all the characters yapping in your ear all the time. A goofy comic relief being introduced right at the start of the game with a whole...
Miles is funny. Miles is funny. Miles is funny, and you're just boring. He is a funny character. The only one I didn't like was... I felt like... what's her name? Was her name Armstrong? I think she laid on a bit thick sometimes. Other than that, I liked all the characters. I think they're all very good.
Cast of Federation Marines hogging up precious playtime. It's another case.
They weren't hogging anything. Every dungeon does the thing where you get to explore on your own, and then usually the Federation guy kind of comes in every now and again. Maybe what was the one? There was one with like Armstrong and the other guy. Maybe they were in the dungeon for a bit too long. Was it the magma core, or whatever it was called? Well, like I felt like I got enough time to explore the area on my own, then the person came in. Well, I don't really feel that way personally. Armstrong's progression was really good. I think I liked her progression. I think her progression was fine, yeah. I think she laid on a bit too thick to start with, honestly. So, I mean, something you know if you finish the game!
Where different people will feel differently, but the overall consensus is that this just isn't appropriate for a Metroid game.
No, okay, but like, how do you feel about it, though? I don't really care about I can't really say... Man, this video sucks. Because, like, I'm kind of here for your opinion, Arlo. I want you to play the game and figure out what you liked and what you didn't like about it. Because, like, that's probably, like, the one sticking point that I probably have with maybe a lot of, like, long-term Metroid fans. In that, I actually didn't mind the characters that much. I would love to hear what like a long-term other Metroid fan would also have to say about these characters. I don't care about the consensus. Everyone's allergic to funny characters in serious moments. Everyone is allergic to like serious characters being in non-serious settings. The reverse. Non-serious characters in serious settings. It seems like everyone, post-Marvel, the general consensus on the internet is if a character's unserious in a serious spot, that is bad, ergo bad. Whereas, if you ask me, I felt like it was done decently well. Was it cinematic? Would I think that the game would be better without them? Probably. In fact, I'd probably say yeah. But like, if they were going to interrupt, they were pretty fine. They were pretty good, I'd say, at points too. Especially during that one dungeon towards the end game where like they kind of all get involved. The final boss fight sucked with them, I will say that much. So they had their moments. Why not have your opinion?
Consensus is that this just isn't appropriate for a Metroid game. When Mr. Mackenzie was...
Not appropriate? You know, what do you mean appropriate? Like, what unbelievable choice of words. Not appropriate. So what, should Metroid... Did Other M really traumatize the whole Metroid fan base? Or is it just Arlo chat? It's like... They said naughty words. It's like, if you told me, Mister, are you against the idea of, like, vocal characters in the Metroid world? Like, no? What's it? Metroid Fusion had a computer talking to you for most of the game. That's partly what made the game so amazing. Because you had that dialogue with your computer, Adam. You people are weird. I'm sorry. You anti-Metroid dialogue people are just fucking weird. I'm sorry. You guys are weird.
First introduced
Weirdos!
to the world, many believe that it wasn't
Weirdos!
fair to prematurely judge the game just for trying something new.
Yeah.
But the problem, of course, wasn't that this was new. It was that this directly opposed the spirit of Metroid. It suggested that maybe whoever was in charge of the game might not really understand the point of the series. And
I think that's just post hoc rationalization. If these characters spoke, but they were really compelling and had good story arcs, and like they were absolutely written to like Naughty Dog Uncharted levels, I don't think you'd be saying this. I think it's just post hoc. I think that's what this is. And also, it's really weird for you to say when you haven't finished the game. I don't know. Boring.
look at that. Turns out, it really was a red flag worth paying attention to. Between the characters and the desert, and probably plenty of other design stuff too, it seems we were right to be worried. When you have a producer given godlike power who is obsessed with an element that fans have unanimously criticized, it creates problems.
They only unanimously criticized in Other M because Other M's dialogue was fucking shit. Now, granted, I haven't played it, but I did watch a lot of the like cutscenes in it. Like to see like what made it so bad, and yeah, it was just really corny, and like it was Metroid Other M is the game you think Prime 4 is. That's what it is. That's literally what you are. When you say they tried it once, they got it wrong. Who's to say they can't do it again, and maybe try it better with a different studio? That was Team Ninja doing it. This time it's Retro. Is that fucking boring, bro? Fucking like he says that. No, the worst part is I think I'm throwing out the LARP allegations a little bit, chat. Because if you're asking me, one of the best parts of Metroid Dread was finally getting a lot of answers in the form of dialogue and backstory from a character in that story. Because yeah, for the first time like ever in 2D Metroid, you meet a character that just straight up talks to you in Metroid Dread. And it's like probably one of my favorite parts about the game because it contextualizes everything that's happened in the story from that part of the game. So the implication that any sort of dialogue ruins it is just like I don't understand where this comes from. I just think all of you guys are just traumatized from Other M. It was 16 years ago. Can they not try something again? I fucking get out.
I can't speak for every single person, but effectively no one cares about the Federation, and no one wants all these talking characters in a Metroid game.
That would probably bode well if you actually if you actually fucking finished the game. I hope you guys understand. What makes this uniquely frustrating is that he's making these bold claims on what the consensus is, but you can't even contribute to the fucking census because you've not finished the game. I don't care about the internet's thoughts. I came here for Arlo's. And I'm not getting that. Hello, Trey. Thank you for the 5. I'm not getting that. That's why I'm so fucking frustrated. I waited. I'm not going to say I waited, but yeah, when I saw this in my subbox, I'm excited. Another old school Metroid head. Gonna play Metroid from Prime 4 finally. And I'm getting nothing. Not the internet thought this was bad. I don't care if the internet thought this was bad. What do you think? What specifically about the dialogue made it bad? As far as I'm concerned, I enjoyed all the characters. I think Miles McKenzie is a klutz, but he's kind of funny. I think Riga's backstory is quite interesting. He's a bit of a loner, just like Samus, and he doesn't talk as much as a result. Armstrong was inspired by Samus, which kind of gives a bit more world building into how legendary Samus is in the figure of the Galactic Federation. You know, are there other people that fanboy over Samus too? It makes it interesting. And I think her commanding officer was just like, just be chill, just be cool. I thought that was an interesting dynamic to explore the fact that Samus is this like deity of a figure in the Metroid universe. I think it gives her more character that she doesn't deploy on her own because she's allergic to talking because of people like you who kill her if she talks. I don't know, man. It's such an annoyingly level 1 conversation coming from someone who says they love Metroid. Like, it just pisses me off. It just pisses me off. Tell me what you think. If this was coming from just Arlo, I'd be okay with this. I don't care what the fans think, man. I care what you think. No one cares what the fans think. And then they probably watch you, so they don't have to see what the fans think. Anyway, thank you for the 5.
I think it's very funny because unlike here, in the Soulsborne community a lot of the most beloved characters are often the complete goofballs.
It's funny to see, isn't it? Like, the moment Mackenzie came on, I was like, oh... Metroid is super serious, you guys. It's super serious. Says who? You fucking weirdo. Says who? They can try dialogue. They did it poorly once. I don't mind them trying again. And if this game was anything to go by, they did it decently well enough. If they abandoned it, I wouldn't be upset. But the fact that you're writing it off as this internet thing is it's really boring. It's a boring piece of criticism. I think is above the main channel of Arlo. That's why I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed at the principle of this conversation as opposed to the actual contents of it. I think some of these people need to delete Twitter and Reddit if they care about the consensus that much, especially for a game series they love. That's what, again, yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like, the day I watch an Emp Gamer video and he goes, but the consensus, I'm just gonna unsubscribe. I didn't come here for the consensus, bro. If I wanted the consensus, I'll go on Twitter. I don't care.
Which leads us to the other side of the problem.
What's the other side of the problem?
A flawed game isn't the end of the world.
It's true.
But it's much, much worse when the fans have waited so
trust me, it sucked, I know.
And it is a much bigger issue in today's gaming landscape.
Fucking kill me. I'm actually gonna pull my fucking hair out. What was the, hang on. No. Pause everything. Pause everything. Was it not 1 month ago where you said, do you know what? I'm not going to talk about all of this Discord shit anymore. I'm just going to get right into the sway of things. And here you are bringing up Discord shit again, as if you haven't been the whole fucking video.
For it. And it is a much bigger issue in today's gaming landscape. I mean, to be fair, it was difficult to predict that things would get this bad this quickly. Maybe if the game had a standard...
Oh, it's so bad, guys. People keep shitting on Nintendo now, and as a result, Metro Prime 4 was scrutinized even heavier than it already was. That wouldn't have mattered if the game was good. Like, really good, should we say. The implication that I think Arlo's I'm predicting. I think the implication that Arlo's going to make is that the discourse had this effect on the game, and it's like, well, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. What I'm saying is, if this game was a 10 out of 10, that wouldn't have happened. Like the discourse around the game doesn't sway a game so much where like it bombs. Does that make sense? I think it can have a needle in like what people do. Like if the first thing people look up a game is the game sucks, and obviously that's going to have an effect. But that doesn't happen if the game ends up being good. Does that make sense? In this hyper like critical market of Nintendo, if a game is good, a game is good. It doesn't matter. People look it up, see on Metacritic has loads of good reviews, blah, 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 and that's it. Does that make sense? That's how that works. That's how it's always worked.
Dev time and launched in like 2022, things wouldn't have been so bad. But it didn't launch in 2022, did it? It launched in 2025. And that shouldn't have made all the difference, but it absolutely did.
And you can also choose not to interact with the discourse that much. Minister Chicken, you're insane. What do you mean don't interact with the discourse? You're insane. Oh, you're insane. Insane in the membrane. I just want to make it clear, right? My number one favorite game series is Pokemon, right? I think I have like almost every Pokemon related term locked on Twitter. And I barely watch any Pokemon videos on the internet, right? And like, at least not like, should I say like topical Pokemon videos. Like I watch the occasional Nuzlocke. I watch the occasional like comp video, like just seeing what's going on there. I interact with the scene as much as I need to get enjoyment out of it. I'm not watching any topical news, but I'd rather kill myself, genuinely, just like right there, than watch any topical like Pokemon. The only time I'm watching another unk that goes like, oh, Pokemon used to be so good, is if I'm watching it to laugh at on a live stream. Because I'm never watching that shit on my own time, bro. It's boring. So the implication I'm making from the statement is very, very, very easy to tune the discourse out. Very, very, very easy. Now, maybe when you become a bigger YouTuber, it gets a bit harder to do, but you make the bed that you choose to lie in. Arlo's argument, they'd probably say if we were to talk about this, is, well, I do Nintendo news, I have to look at the discourse, right? And it's like, no, you do Nintendo news now. Like, you've chosen to, like, pivot your content making a second channel to pivot into that stuff. So, like, you've kind of made your own poison. And obviously, well, I can't just, like, make money doing reviews now. And it's like, let's say, just doing reviews is a tighter squeeze on your wallet. Firstly, boohoo. But secondly, if you did want to branch out to something, you don't necessarily have to do topical gaming news. You could try something else to branch out onto to make up that stopgap of money. So when you said that's probably the kind of argument you say to me. I'm just not very sympathetic to that plight in the slightest. You chose to inundate yourself with topical news because it's financially lucrative. And this is the poison. This is the price you have to pay. But instead of paying it on your own time, you decided to make it my problem. And I just want to make a clear chat. I was genuinely excited to see Arlo's thoughts on Metro Prime 4. Like, was he softer on it than I was? Was he harder on it than I was? I started off quite soft on it, but I've like soured as time has gone on. I was genuinely interested in watching, especially after that Switch 2 first year discourse we saw. I was genuinely excited to see this video. And this is terrible. This is dog, bro. Like. No wonder the numbers don't hit the same anymore, man. It's terrible. Like, does this help? What would ask Arlo? What would earnestly ask Arlo is like, does this actually help you? Because like you're obviously clearly a very anxious, paranoid man. That's obviously the archetype of person that you are. If there's one thing that they teach you to like help alleviate this, it's to stop interacting with the triggers that cause this. That's just like 101. It's like when I want to lock in and do some editing work. I literally throw my phone in the fucking living room. Because I know if I leave my phone at my desk, I'm only tempted to just lift it up and like start scrolling some TikTok. Remove the trigger, remove the problem. I know it's obviously easier said than done. Obviously, like, it's not as simple as that, but that's like the first step, right? You remove all the triggers if you can. And since this is something of his own making, I feel sorry for him, man. This is boring. I hate this.
Or you with the details, you know exactly what I mean here. You know exactly
You're still
what's
gonna bore us with the details
happened to
on
gaming
you.
discourse on the internet. You know what's happened to Nintendo discourse in particular. I am like literally obligated to point out that there are plenty of reasons to criticize Nintendo. Absolutely.
I'm literally obligated. You make it seem like you're oh my god. I'm literally obligated to say that there's good reasons. There are good reasons there. That's why the discourse has hit a fever pitch. Well, Nintendo's been a bit fucking greedy over the last year, especially during the Switch era. The blowover was pretty predictable.
Absolutely, blah, blah, blah. But like every little thing, every little hiccup and bump in the road is blown up into a massive controversy. As I said, I might even...
Good, and guess what? You don't have to read any of it, but you choose to. That's the worst. I want to be clear, gamers. When he says he's obligated to, like, when he says he chooses to interact with this. Ask me. Now, you're talking to someone, chat, who's been on the. I'd say it's fair to describe, chat. I've been in the trenches of the Switch 2 discourse in the last year and a bit, right? I think that's a fair description, right? I've kind of been in the thick of it, right? You guys have been watching me, like, kind of give you guys a take, navigating it. You guys, I've been like the soldier in the front lines, right? Let me.
Yet let it validate their bum-ass dog shit.
Nintendo YouTubers I can't delete Twitter claim to hate toxins and let it validate it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, guys. And help me. When you save Private Carlo from the discourse, I don't think there's any saving this man. I genuinely don't think there's anything saving this man. But yeah, just to finish my point. Thank you for the donors, guys. Yeah, I've been in the front lines of all of this, right? Now ask me. Do I browse any of this shit in my own time? Only for the purposes of finding stuff to cover on stream. If there's like a funny video, like, for example, the Abdullah Smash one, that's the perfect example. I'll watch that, skim it in my own time, see if there's enough talking points for us to discuss. Let's watch it. I am never in your mother's life scrolling Twitter and going on seeing all this Nintendo. Oh man, I'm getting so sad because I'm saying, no. You choose the algorithms that you have. My algorithms are just funny memes. That's all my algorithms are now. That's all it is. That's all it is, Arlo. All it is, whatever you choose. Like, I saw this dumb TikTok the other day where somebody dubbed the opening episode, not the opening episode, but one of the episodes of the original anime, Pokemon anime, where Ash was fighting Brock, and literally they said Brock, if he had an accent like he's from Alberta, Canada. And it just made me laugh my head off. It probably wasn't even that funny, but that was just really funny to me. I don't know why, it was just really funny to me. That's the shit I be seeing. If you're wondering, what do you see? I just see shit like that on my feed, and I just laugh at it, man. Because the internet is a playground meant to be laughed at. Where is it? Do I have it? I just got a whole bunch of football stuff on here. I got way too much football stuff. I don't think I'll be able to find it. I think Ash is dead forever. Oh no, here it is. I found it. It's not even that funny. But this is the shit I be getting on my feed. If you're wondering, Moresty, how do you stay so sane? It's so hard navigating the discourse, Moresty. It must be so hard for you. It's like, no, man, it's fucking easy, bro. Hang on, let me. I just sent it to myself. I don't want to leak anything. I just see shit like this, man.
I'm back!
So you want to fucking go or what, tough guy, huh?
We're ready for you this time, Brock!
As if, buddy, fuck.
As if, that's the way he says.
Honestly, I don't take too much pleasure fucking up a 10-year-old, so just don't tell Professor Oak what happened here today.
Got it!
Your fucking funeral, buddy. Go 8 ball.
It's like, you know what it is? I barely ever hear Canadians swear, so like hearing a Canadian swear is just like the sign about it that's just really funny to me. As if, buddy. That just kills me every time I hear it.
I'm back!
So you want to fucking go or what, tough guy, huh?
I love that they put a dumb little echo on Brock's voice as well to match Ash's as well.
You this time, Brock!
As if, buddy, fuck. Honestly, I don't take too much pleasure.
So yeah, don't ever worry about me, gamers. I just find shit like that to laugh. Oh, it's so good. Have you seen the SpongeBob in Toronto moves? I have seen. The memes are so good. I'll show you more, but my liked videos are literally just all World Cup related stuff, so I don't want to bore you, but that's what it is. It's so easy to just get an algorithm. All you do, if you're wondering, how do I change my algorithm? Literally, if you find something you enjoy, click the like button on it. It's so easy. If you find a meme that you like, click like, whatever algorithm will be like, give him more of this shit. And you just get more of that shit, bro. And then if you don't like it, not into it. It's so easy. It's so easy. So I don't see any of this Nintendo discourse bullshit, bro. I'm just laughing at Ash about Brock, Alberta and Brock.
Defend Metroid Prime 4's desert.
Oh, man, sorry, where were we, Arlo?
Every little hiccup and bump in the road is blown up into a massive, massive controversy. As I
That's
said,
it,
I might
buddy.
even defend Metroid Prime 4's desert, at least to a degree. I don't think it's as bad as
You've not beaten the game. The only reason you're saying that is because you've not beaten the game.
most people tend to claim. But that doesn't matter. This empty, open world is all anyone talks about. And then Nintendo locking the ability to listen to alternate music in this desert, which would have been seen as like a minor annoyance in years past, is another massive scandal.
Good. Okay, but what? Why is that a bad thing, though? I'm happy that more people are more savvy, consumers are more savvy, so they talk about stuff like this. Could I maybe argue that it's a little bit overblown in like the Nintendines and the Grifty Poos of the world make it seem like a much bigger deal than it is? Sure, but if the aftermath of that is more people being made aware of this, so they can make a conscious decision with their own wallet, I'm more than okay with that. Of course I would be. I don't want anyone defending this. Do you know what I mean? It's like hating emulation because there's pirates. Yes, unfortunately, emulation leads to piracy, but if you're going to gut all of emulation because of a couple of pirates, you're a fucking moron. In the same vein, if you're going to like hate on people being taking Nintendo to task because a couple of grifty poos are going to make their daily slop, you're a fucking moron. So when I see this, I'm like, goods.
Controversies aren't new. Unhappy players aren't new. And in the past, often we've found that internet drama doesn't always affect a game's actual sales.
Yes.
But I don't know. I think in this case, we may have reason to believe that
No,
it has.
No, it hasn't. No. Oh. And okay, gamers, I know exactly what Arlo's going to say now. I know exactly what Arlo's going to do now because he's a fucking moron. I can predict him easily. He's going to go, hey, do you know in the Nintendo like financial reports, they didn't actually show Metroid Prime 4 because they didn't crack 1 million. Because Nintendo only showed the financial reports if a game's hit 1 million. Because they didn't show that, he's going to use that as evidence of like, oh, the hype really killed this game. Firstly, I hope he points this out, I don't know if he does, they're counting Metroid Prime Switch 1, Metroid Prime 4 Switch 1 and Metroid Prime Switch 2 as separate games. So we don't know if like both of them are like 800k or something, they're like 1.6. That could be the case. And even then, to what end? Metroid is already a really niche franchise by Nintendo standards as is. Dread is our best-selling game, and that sold what, 3 million? Which for Metroid is amazing. But like, say for example, this game sold like 1.5 or something across both versions. Relative to how long the game took to come out, yeah, it's a failure. But I'm sure Nintendo knew this. Nintendo know this. It was kind of, they were kind of already sinking too much money into this, and they already started making it. So they probably just wanted to put it out at this point. Nintendo know this. The implication they're making is that Nintendo is so stupid that they expected after 9 years of dev time and a dev reset that this game would sell 10 million, and it was never gonna do. The best Metroid game has only sold 3, I think. Can someone look that up for me real quick? I think Metroid Dread only sold like 3 million, and they don't really care that much. If that's where you're going with this, Arlo, you're a bigger moron than I fucking thought you were.
Hype does drive sales. Early sales, in particular, are often driven by that hype. Metroid Dread is a relatively short game, kind of a hard sell at full price. And yet the reception was great, and there was almost nothing but...
Yeah, the reception was great, because it was a great... I swear to God, this guy is actually... the fucking downfall of Arlo is real. It's actually so fucking real. Because, hey, guess what, moron? The game was good.
Hard sell at full price. And yet the reception was great, and there was almost nothing but hype surrounding the game, and it managed to crack 3 million.
Yeah, it was 3 million, I was right. Yeah, it was good. But like, by Metroid standards, this is unbelievably well done.
In sales, making it the best-selling Metroid game of all time. After that, sales pretty much dropped off a cliff, which, if anything, is just testament to the power of that early hype.
Or maybe a lot of games tend to have their bulk sales early and they peter off. Hang on. Most games tend to get their initial bulk of sales relatively early on, unless we're talking it's like a massive game. Then maybe you can hold that for a while. But yeah, generally most games tend to sell big early, and they kind of like. The cliff falls up. What you have to do now, I'm hoping you prove this, Arlo. You have to prove that like other games of like similar standing to Metroid had like a lesser drop off. Let's say Metroid Dread dropped off like this, and let's say like for example, I don't know, Arms or something like dropped off like a little shallower, or maybe like I don't know, like Brothership or something dropped off shallower. Like maybe if you could prove that to me, sure. But like yeah, that just sounds like what happens with a lot of games. They're like, yeah, they have their initial bump early, and that's, unless it's something that's so big, it can have those residual sales. Or if something is like an online multiplayer game where like people can just like kind of jump in whenever and like play the game, then obviously that might have a bit more residual sales. But for a short single player experience, it was always going to have like a big sale. I think people understand how smart Nintendo is as a company. They do dumb decisions at the time, but it's anti-consumer stuff that benefits them, not to be celebrated. But they're not dumb. Yeah, I don't know about that. The Devil May Cry was around Metroid's series popularity. High-selling gaming around 4 million, but the fifth sold around 10. Yeah, if Prime 4 was good, then it could have sold 10, but not really. Unfortunately not, you know?
Prime 4 was in an even better position to take the throne. A bigger budget, higher production value, better value proposition overall, a more popular format, selling to an even bigger install base. And yet, sales have not been good.
Because the game sucks. Metroid Prime 4 is a Nepo baby. Just because it's married to the Metroid series doesn't mean it get... I don't know, man. Arlo's a fucking moron, guys. I think it's real. I think Arlo's a fucking moron, broski.
All. They have, in fact, been quite bad. Quite bad. Nintendo only reports game sales when they crack the 1 million mark.
Hey, he's saying the line. He's saying the line, chat.
And usually only update them when they pass each additional million milestone. And Metroid Prime 4 sales, at the time of this recording, have not been reported whatsoever. In fairness, they're counting the Switch 1 and 2 releases as...
Thank goodness. He says it. All right.
Separate, meaning that it's technically possible that each has sold at least close to 1 million. Perhaps in total, we're looking at something close to 2 million?
If I was to take a guess, I'd be like, I think across both versions, I'd say it sold 1 million. I would say so. But like, obviously we don't know, we're just speculating. If I'm speculating, I'd say it has.
Yeah, problems. That's literally the best case scenario, and that's still terrible. We don't know how much Nintendo spends on each game, and often they seem to be perfectly happy.
Oh, no, he said, yeah, here's the other part, games. Here's the other part of the conversation I predicted. Oh, this game took this long. Surely they're upset with the sales. They knew. I'm almost certain when they reset development of this game, they knew it'd be a money sink. They knew.
with a game selling only 1, 2,
They're not-
3
they're not
million
dumb.
copies. But even an uneducated armchair analyst such as myself is
Emphasis on the uneducated. Fucking hell.
probably safe in assuming that these numbers are absolutely not okay for this game. It was in active development for nearly 9 years.
I just predicted. This video is boring to watch now because I'm just predicting. Oh, I'm kind of annoyed that the Age of Imprisonment, a game that I really like, hasn't reached 1 million sales yet. I expected it since Age of Calamity sold 3 million, just like Dread. Yeah, exactly. It's a relatively niche franchise, or like niche spin-off, should I say? I think Arlo has worms in his brain. We'll jump ahead. We'll jump ahead a little bit. We'll just jump ahead a little bit. We'll jump ahead to when he starts talking with the puppet.
Not to mention the opportunity cost, spending all these years on a
He's still talking about it, fucking hell.
when they could have been making something else. It is so very sad to say it, but we have every reason to believe that Metroid Prime 4 was a massive flop for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Not even a disappointment, not even a failure, but a massive flop. Ooh,
Yeah.
those words hurt. Massive flop.
And yet you say it repeatedly, eh, Arlo? You say it like it's rolling off the tongue.
One of their biggest ever in the entire company's history. Heck, maybe, actually, their biggest ever. I honestly can't think of another Nintendo game.
Honestly, as someone who's completely blind to all the controversies and news, with the exception of your streams, this type of video is so extremely boring. I'm going to be honest. I think the only reason people watch him is because it's Arlo. Arlo is so lucky that he's built up years of goodwill off his reviews that people will just listen to him yap. That's literally what this is. Because this is like not a good... This is such a boring nothing video that didn't need to be made. He's not even giving his proper first impressions. He's talking about everything but the game. This is so boring, bro.
That looked like
He's literally here by seniority. That's literally the only reason Arlo has viewers, bro.
it cost so much to make and ended up selling so poorly. Star Fox Zero is like the only thing
He's
that
reached legacy status at this point, which is fair, but man, yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Arlo's a wholesome chungus YouTuber and people are here for that. Yeah, I suppose even kids need their... I suppose even grown Nintendo adults need their puppets, eh? Suppose even grown adults are like, yay, it's the puppet, yay.
comes to mind, and even that probably doesn't hold a candle to what we're seeing here. This is basically the worst case scenario for Metroid Prime 4. This is the worst possible outcome.
I know, yeah.
Ouch. Ouchie. And like, obviously, another series would have had a much easier...
How did Nintendo Land get a redemption arc, but low-key Arlo became the sales guy? It's because Nintendo Land has a trait that a lot of people don't have, which is self-awareness and a willingness to do better as well.
time shouldering this difficulty, but...
It's a rare trait amongst YouTubers, because most of them suck.
Metroid.
That's why.
It kind of goes without saying, but Metroid is one of the last series that needed a disaster like this. It felt like our poor Sammy was on life support for so many years.
I could say the same, but I think I'm... gamers, I'm officially gamers. Chat. I hope you will join me, gamers. I hope you will join me, gamers. We will join hands. I hope you'll join me, gamers. I hope you'll join me, gamers. In commemorating Arlo. I thought after the Switch 2 Year 1 review, I thought it was fixed. But gamers, I think the brain worms are terminal. And I think they've hit a fever pitch. He is no longer our review man that we love so much. He is just a puppet. In a literal sense. And a metaphorical sense. And as a result, I will be unsubscribing. I know I'm not a flight, so I don't need to announce my departure. But consider this not an announcement of my departure, but a flower on your grave. Maybe one day Arlo will come back to us. But I don't think that's today. F's in the chat. 07's in the chat, gamers. May the puppet man fly high in the sky. I thought we were going to put him on the ban list. I'm going to do that too. I don't want to watch another Arlo video for like a couple months now, okay? This guy's fucking... He sucks! Arlo sucks, bro! He's so bad! He's fucking sucks. Let's close this out, shall we? Let's close this out. This was terrible, bro. Like, I want to make it super, super clear. I was unironically a little bit excited to see Arlo's thoughts on Metroid Prime 4. But then frame 1... I didn't finish the game yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, I knew that if I seem like I'm being really hard, because I was genuinely excited for this. First, the Amazing Digital Circus has a shit ending, and now Arlo does. Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell, bro. This is bad. Let's see what the comments got for us. Any funnies here? Best thing about Prime 4 did was make me play the first 3. You know, I like the desert. Just wait till you finish the game. Yeah, it's almost like he didn't finish the fucking game. He didn't finish the fucking game. He didn't finish it! I truly never expected a review. After all these years, only for it to stay on our list, I knew your poor monster heart would be broken. Well, when he makes a video titled Metroid Prime 4 on the main channel, I'm gonna die on the hill that the ending was pretty good. Yeah, you can die on there. The ending of the game is what killed me. Yeah. Remember when Arlo was super hyped for Prime 4's reveal? I remember when he used to finish games. I'll say the best. Metroid Prime 4 is what fans feared the first one would be when it was announced. Sure. Oh, Arlo. Been waiting for this one, but I'm also scared to finish it. Feel you, man. Yeah, I have been waiting for this one. I have been waiting for this one. I got nothing. Oh, Arlo doesn't know about the Crystal Collector. He doesn't know. He doesn't even know. The annoying part is the company's takeaway being, oh, I guess we don't want for you Metroid anymore. Better show in 15 years. I certainly hope that doesn't happen. I'll see y'all in the RE9 review where he didn't finish the game. The minute Miles of Kenzie video started circulating on social media, I knew it was over. So the minute social media said it was over, it was over. Down, pathetic. Down Chungus. Later. Pathetic. Biggest issue is the map design. The path the player takes in a good Metroidvania should be like a nonsensical spiderweb. And therefore the areas are not connected with each other enough. Not even like, nor are they even connected to themselves much. There's a very clear story path intended in each area, and the secrets are just branches off the main path. You never find yourself getting lost, which is the greatest joy of a Metroidvania. It also means you're 100% likely to go over the exact same route over each biome over again and again. Wow! Hey, Harrispo, could you make a video? Can you make a Metroid Prime 4 video? I'd like to see your extended thoughts on it. That'd be kind of cool. It's shocking to me how little I thought about this game after beating it. Yeah, because it was bad. It was bad and sucked. Let's sort by new. Let's get some crazies. Maybe some crazies will cheer me up. Came after watching the mods ban that guy. The game was a disaster. The characters have been discussed ad nauseum, but they gotta go. We'd be lucky to see another Prime game. Nah, bring the characters back. Bring them back. Get the open world trash out of my dungeon, please. Crazy. Hey, bro, if Arlo doesn't like a Nintendo game, you know it's mid. I don't know the last time he didn't like a Nintendo game. Backhandedly getting called a shill, yeah? Not gonna lie, the game always looked crap. You're lying. The game didn't always look crap. Retro Prime and id Software Survive. I'd like Nintendo to outsource the series to them. No, I think Retro could give it another good try. They just need to not have Nintendo breathing down their necks. Is Arlo Jax? I'm subscribing to the Arlo as Jax theory personally. Oh, I disagree. The second half, in my opinion, was the best part of the game. I even loved the ending. Yo, Minister Chicken, come pick up your man. I've been a hardcore Metro for my whole life. This is my first game I'm skipping since other, lucky you, bro. Lucky you. Nintendo fans deserve the quality they get. Yeah? You know, I'm not voting that. I agree. Slow down. Bro, even people in the comments are going, yeah, Arlo, slow news there? You got no news to discuss? Arlo, what happened to the topical news? Arlo, you're not a review channel anymore, you're topical news. Where's the topical news? Slow day, huh? We're all crazy about Love My Time. No, you and Minister Chicken both. What a baby? That's mean. Actually, I agree, he's being a baby. You're right, I hate him now. As someone who obsessively plays Pan 1 and 2, I can't get myself to replay 4 ever in my life. Yeah, true. Remove that dumbass Mackenzie, at least 8% of the dialogue. It would have bumped the game up from a 6 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10. Really? Really? Interesting priorities, I'll say that much. It's a shame you're soured by general consensus. I enjoyed my playthrough all the way through. The game is absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, the weakest part is the desert, but I didn't hate it. In fact, at one point, I just found myself driving through the desert collecting green crystals because driving the motorcycle was fun. Oh no, the desert, from the desert, the game was still vintage Metroid Prime. I can't understand all the hate for it. Does Yoshi make you gassy by any chance? Yeah. Crazy. Crazy work. Tanabe, you are without the most arrogant developer on the You leave Tanabe alone. You leave Tanabe alone, alright? Uploaded 4 days ago. Thanks. Cheers, appreciate that. Even the comments are boring. There's nothing. Metro 4 is dog war. It's slop with a title of nostalgia. Gotta use a better word than slop, okay? Come on now. Oh, so that's why everyone stopped talking about the thing. Yeah, because it sucked. That's why. Simple. Prime 4 is worse than bad. It's bland. I actually agree with that. If it was bad, then at least people would be talking about it, but it's bland, which is worse than being bad. Denial can be a weird thing, yeah? They made a bad video game. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. This really is therapy, isn't it, chat? I'm a huge Metroid fan too. I play all the games, including Pinball, and I don't want to see the series die out, go on some 10-year hiatus. But a bad game is a bad game. It's fine. Don't support bad products out of brand loyalty. Just take the good as it comes and let the rest fall as it will. Also, the franchise has to end at some point. There won't be a Nintendo forever. Do you know what? Hang on. Hang on. Okay. This rating's fire. This rating's fire, actually. I agree. I actually agree. Yeah. You know what? You're invited to the cookout. I agree with you. The design was complete. Was a complete flop. Open world was terrible. The action hour is linear. True. We need a Miles McKenzie Prime game. We do actually need a Miles McKenzie Prime game, honestly. A die-hard Metroid Prime fit with tattoos and all. Damn. Are you higher than me on the turnbuckle? I enjoy. Hey, Minister Chicken, come pick up your gamers, bro. What's happening? Why are there so many? Oh, I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed. And yet it's the second best after the original. Bro. Minister Chicken, you need to pick these guys up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Monty. Thank you. There's two of them. There's 2 of them in a row, chat. I'm glad I'm glad I at least found a couple of comments. You barely know it. Just finish the goddamn fucking game. Just finish the game, bro. Just finish the game so you can talk about it. Oh, man. Fucking hell, bro. Just play the game. Metroid Prime Forever. Is that what the next one's gonna be called? Metroid Prime is the worst AA game I played in my life. It's so bad. Finally. Oh, man. How disappointed do you think this guy was? I mean, I watched you for years waiting for you to get to this game, and then you just don't. You're a content creator. Don't make hours and hours talking about a game you get us invested in and then jack us off for half a year. Come on. True! Thank you! Thank you! I've been saying this for months, and no one's been listening to me! Thank you! Get him out of here! Fucking hell! Finally! Please, please. I played finished the game on normal and hard, and I found it to be an above average game. It was no masterpiece, but still above average. The hate is totally overblown. The hate isn't overblown. The hate just makes sense in context. This game's in disgrace to Prime. If you don't care about the other games, it's fine. If you do, it's hot trash. I completely disagree. I played and finished the game on normal and then hard. I found it to be an above average game. It's no masterpiece, but nowhere near as bad, and I don't know the disgrace you claim it is. And I've played every game in the franchise. I don't know, Mr. Bag. You kind of got called out there, brother. I think, Mr. You lost to a default Dan. That's embarrassing. I'll be honest, I would never lose to a default Dan. I would never. Could never be me. This is more shocking than I found out Arlo only played half. He didn't finish Hollow Knight! That's 3 games now, chat. Oh! I can't believe it. Just doesn't end with this guy, does it? It just doesn't end with this guy. He starts all of these games, but doesn't even finish. Do you know, I'm glad I unsubscribed. Do you know, I'm glad, not only am I glad I unsubscribed. There we go. I did it. I did it, Arlo. Don't ever come back to my house again, bro. Don't ever come back to my stream again. Get him out. Arlo is officially on the ban list, chat. If you submit him, you're banned, okay? You're fucking banned! You're finished, okay? You're finished!
Bang, bang.
And then Mr. When's Mario coming back? We could do that. We could do that next week. We can finish that. It's been a while, actually, since we played that. Let's finish that next week, okay? Let's do that. It's been 3 years when anybody's picked the 4 of you. It's over. It's over, gamers. It's over. Get him out of here. Check shitpost. Shitpost real? Let's go.
They'll promote me to the head of the royal guard.
Paper Mario will return. It will return. Okay, we'll finish. We finish our games here, okay? I'll finish Mario Mon and Paper Mario. I'll show you guys done, alright? I'll be like, can't stand the discourse. Me and Discord. The saddest moment of the season. I made this shit in 5 minutes. Oh, okay, let's do this. Let's do this to cheer us up, chat. So earlier we had a conversation about like what media is Gen Z and what media is millennial. So let's do Deltarune, definitely Zoomer media. I want to put this in A because that isn't finished yet. Can't be dealing with it. And when the whole game is finished, I might put an S. Can't be doing it. Among Us, peak Among Us was S. Easy decision. Backrooms, other than the film, like I never really got it, to be honest. The only reason it's not in D is because of the film. I'm gonna be honest. I never really got it. I don't really get the Backrooms. Doesn't really seem that interesting enough to get my goat going. Bendy and the Ink Machine, woke trash. Doki Doki Literature Club, pretty good. Amazing Little Circus, fucking thing sucked. Peak Fall Guys, S. Fidget Spinners, they were kind of funny for a bit. FNAF? FNAF and B. At least FNAF gave us some really funny memes. Fortnite? I'll put in B. Fortnite Funkin', too many nonsense. Garten of Ban sucks. Minecraft, obviously. Pizza Tower. I'll put in B. Roblox, full of nonsense. Smiling Friends. Subway Surfers. Undertale. Skibbity Toilet. There we go. That's my quick ranking. That's my quick ranking of like Zoomer coded media. What other media is Zoomer? Let me know in the comments. But I'm out of here, chat. I've already missed the first half of the footy.